So, Debbie, what are you doing?
I am fruitlessly fishing on Kamloops Lake.
Why are you fruitlessly fishing?
Because we left our tackle box in our storage shed, so we have no flashy fenders or anything. I have a wedding ring with a weight and a worm, and the chances of catching a fish are slim.
You never know. I catch one.
Oh, I could luck out, but highly unlikely. So I just have the attitude that we're out for a nice boat ride.
True enough. I got a little cricket. That's kind of losing my rod at the same time.
It's okay. So, Mr. Curtis, what are you doing?
Trying to steer a boat in the wind.
It is a little choppy, isn't it?
Yeah, a little bit.
So, where are we staying right now?
We're at Juniper Beach Provincial Park.
And how's your week been?
Good.
Has it?
Yeah. So
How?
when you're retired and you go fishing, well, I have to. That's nuts.
Oh, to me, that's kind of the best part of this whole trip is in the morning, I take the dogs for a walk, and then I say, see you later, honey, I'm going fishing.
That's true. We're fishing now, though.
Yes, we are fishing now.
What happens when you catch a fish, by the way?
If I get a really hard hit, my thigh. If I get a really big fish, it'll be gone. But it'll be a fish story. So, Mr. Curtis.
Yes.
We are doing our 1-year review of Fulltime RV Life.
Woo!
We're a little off on the 1 year mark.
July 7th.
Yeah, and it's September. We took a little hiatus after our mom passing. We needed some time off, and so we took that, and so we're finally doing our 1 year review.
Woohoo!
So, where do we start? The good, the bad, or the ugly?
I'd say we start with the good.
Okay.
Be positive.
Okay, so what's your favorite part of this life?
I think the mobility part of it is probably my favorite part. About being able to just go different places, see different places, and meet different people. I think that's probably key.
Okay.
How about you?
My favorite part is being free of the house and the stress of always having to maintain stuff or renovating and being tied down. Like, we can go here and there and not worry about who's going to look after our house.
That's true. I guess that ties into myself in a big way.
Yeah. The only part that we still have as a tie is it is a little harder with dogs. We used to be able to get a house sitter to come look after the dogs, and we could go away. We can't really do that now, living in an RV. But I guess that's one of the challenges.
Very true.
The bad. What's your least favorite thing of this life?
We only have one good thing.
There'll be more stuff that comes up. What's your least favorite thing of this life?
I guess probably the least favorite would be the same as what you've said before too, is the lack of community. Even though you meet great people and you meet new friends and you see new places, you're not really tied to anything. So you don't really have that sense of community, that sense of church. You are just kind of independent, which is good, but that's also a negative too.
Yes.
How about you? What is your least favorite thing? What is the bad of this lifestyle?
It would be the lack of community. It would be when you live in a town or a city, you go out for coffee with your friends, you have people over for dinner, you go to church on Sunday, you're involved in things. And this life is very isolating. For me in particular, you go to work and you still have input with human beings. There are days that go by that the only people I talk to are my 2 dogs, and they're even tired of listening to me. So that's been really hard.
Yeah, fair enough.
So Curtis, we bought a 2022 Outdoors RV 250 RDS Titanium Series, which is 250 square feet.
Big. It's not a bowler.
It's not a bowler trailer, that's true. We're not a teardrop. How has our trailer measured up for expectations in a year of living in it?
Well, I haven't found it as bad as you have. Again, we bought it for camping.
Yes,
So when we're camping and we're outside a lot and everything else, it's not bad.
I agree.
But as soon as the weather gets a little sour and we're inside or
Company.
company, it's too small for those activities.
Yes.
But we always said when we bought it that it was a trial to see if it was going to work, with the idea of not having too much money invested into it, that if we had to make a change, we could still make a change.
Right.
And we have talked about making the changes. So we may go something bigger, but again, we don't want to go something too big that we can't fit into our provincial parks or state parks.
Yes, because the ultimate would be a 44-foot fifth wheel, but that's not going to work either, because then we'd be so frustrated that we couldn't take it anywhere.
Or my 45-foot motor coach.
So you're a planner. You're a total planner, which means that you have a timeline on this. How many years do we have to own our trailer before we make a change?
2 more.
Two more.
Seasons.
2 more seasons.
2 more seasons.
So everyone, did you hear that? 2 more seasons. 2 more seasons.
But then we'll know absolutely, positively for sure what checks the most boxes at that time.
Yes.
So maybe I can get my diesel pusher motor coach by then. Probably not, but maybe.
You can, but you'd probably have to commit to working many more years than what you have on the books right now.
Yeah, I don't want to work that many years.
There we go. So, what would you list as the ugly?
Ugly for the trailer?
No, the good, the bad, the ugly. What would you list as the ugly for this lifestyle?
Well, as much as the dogs are amazing, and they both are, and they're wonderful to have with them, but traveling full time with one giant hairy monster that gets hair everywhere, like the truck, trailer, the boat has hair in it. That's one of the ugly things that you just can't get past the dog hair.
I have to agree. Probably the most frustrating thing on a day-to-day basis that causes the most angst in our lives is the dog hair. So what happens when we get him groomed? Because that would be the first thing someone would say, well, get him groomed. What happens when he gets groomed?
He's awesome for the first 5 hours. And then the hair just comes back out again.
Yes, he just explodes hair.
Yeah. He's a hairy monster.
He is.
Luna's got a lot of hair too, but nothing like Huxley.
No, Luna's pretty minor.
Yeah. Hey, Debbie, tell everyone about the dinette upgrade and the chairs and the Lazy Boy Love Seat.
Okay, so the Lazy Boy Love Seat is lovely, and it is comfortable, and it is very nice. But something kind of went wrong with the idea that we bought the chairs for our dinette, which are nice. But we knew when we got them that they were too big. And instead of returning them to Costco, which we could have with no problems, we were like, we'll make it work. Well, they haven't worked. They're way too big, and they're extremely comfortable to sit in, but where they swivel is just way too tight, and it makes it hard coming in and out of the door.
But we have a solution.
We have a solution, but it means selling our Lazy Boy recliner couch, because we're going to put the 2 reclining rocking chairs over there so that we can swivel them to see the TV without me breaking my neck. And we're going to buy smaller office type chairs for at the dinette, which will be awesome and it'll work perfectly. And it's a good idea. But it is a big, stupid tax because now we have a very expensive Lazy Boy recliner that we have to sell that we might get 10 cents on the dollar.
40 cents probably on the dollar.
We pay a lot of stupid tax in life.
Yeah.
So this is the entranceway we were talking about with our chairs. And it's tight. Up you go, Hux. He takes up the whole thing. And when I walk in, it's squishy. But the workspace is fantastic. So we definitely need to do something with these chairs. And they'll be going there. The pantry will be getting moved out. And that'll be our new sitting area. And yes, it is September. We do have the fireplace going.
It's a cool morning. 30 degrees today in the forecast, Celsius. So pretty warm. But
Yeah.
Morning's cool.
Extremes.
So at the end of the month, we're talking about doing the pantry upgrade, which will allow us to move those chairs into that space.
Because renovationitis is an illness. And of course, we're going to do more renos in our trailer.
Yeah, so stay tuned to that.
We're also doing more renovations in our trailer so that it is more livable because Curtis has a plan that we have to wait 2 years before we change rigs. So I'm kind of the driving force behind the renovations to make it more bearable for me.
And it might turn out make it a lot different.
And maybe once we've done all the changes that we're going to change, then maybe we won't want a different rig. But right now, if I had to choose, I'd be pulling into a lot and probably buying a Grand Design fifth wheel. Much to Curtis's chagrin.
Yeah, but the problem is most of those big ones we can't tow with the truck either. So then,
oh no,
changes
I'd
the
have
truck.
to get a dually.
Oh, no.
An F450.
There you go, Debbie and her trucks.
Yes.
So Debbie, how has this met expectations versus reality, I guess, when it comes to this life? Like, what is one of the things that has surprised you?
Well, when we planned this, the way your work was in the past is that you would have a couple of jobs that you were working throughout the spring through fall, but that you were working those jobs, you were in those areas, and you were there for months at a time. The industry has changed, and now you're doing multiple contracts in multiple communities, and so we're never anywhere longer than, 2 weeks is a long time to be somewhere right now. We're kind of bouncing back and forth between all the jobs, which is great, but where it didn't meet expectations is I thought we would be somewhere you would land a big contract, we would be there for 2 months, and I'd be able to lease a horse, and I'd be able to get plugged into the community there, and that hasn't happened. And so I'm really missing riding, like desperately missing riding and having a horse. And I'm desperately missing being around other people and having activities and a schedule.
Goes back to that impacting us on a sense of community, I guess, because we're all over the place even more than normal.
Yeah, and it's really hard to, yes, we meet people and that's great, and we've met some amazing people, but of course you're meeting people in passing, so yes, you stay in touch over Facebook or over email or texting, but you're not there with them in person, laughing and joking and spending time together, and that's been really challenging. And for me, my outlet has always been horses, that I've always been able to plug into the horse community of women, which has always been awesome. We're like-minded, we can spend time together, we have the same kind of goals in life, and so yeah, I'm really finding that challenging.
Fair enough.
So under the ugly section, where does your car register in?
Not the ugly section, that's a beautiful car.
It is a beautiful car. How has it been managing your beautiful car in this lifestyle?
It's not easy. If a guy had a big stacker or something like that, which was always with you, that's a different story. But it's hard to fit the car in. And I think once we have a home base, then the car will be a much better fit. but I don't get to use the car nearly as much as I'd like to use the car. So, yeah, it's not easy. It's hard to keep it clean. It's hard to use it when we want to, but we're managing it, but not very easily.
No, right now the campground that we're in, people keep walking by because we have the boat there and our trailer there and Curtis's car and his work truck. And I think I've been asked 6 times in 3 days, how do you tow the boat? And we have to keep saying that we have a second truck, but it's at Curtis's workplace right now.
Yeah. But the boat's a good thing.
The boat is awesome.
The boat is awesome.
The seats are folded down right now for fishing, but we are very much loving our boat. There's the tube. We had a lot of fun with that with our brother and sister-in-law at Green Lake. But yeah, the boat is lovely. I don't regret buying the boat.
No, it's fun. We're using it, so that part's good.
Yes. We lived 5 minutes from a lake at our house that we sold, and we never owned a boat, and we never had time to use a boat. We were always just way too busy.
So this part's nice. We have some time.
Definitely.
The afternoon, and it's 25 degrees, 26 degrees, and we're out on a big, beautiful lake.
So Curtis, one of the things we talked about under the bad is the dogs. Is that the only place they fit?
No, they fit on the good too. They absolutely love this lifestyle. They love travel days. They love being in the vehicle. They love to travel. They love to see new spots. They like to meet new dogs, but often though there's the little dogs that somehow want to go out and
Eat Huxley.
yeah, take on Huxley, which I don't understand.
Which then Luna has to defend Huxley.
Yeah, which
It's
is
a little bit
strange.
backwards.
Yeah, but and then of course the sense of protection, especially with Huxley. I
Yes.
never worry about you at all, not for 1 second when I'm
No.
away. So that part is really nice. So there's great parts about the dog. Besides the hairy monster.
Besides the hair. If we could just get Huxley's hair under control, there would be 0 complaints of having the dogs.
Yeah, we can shave him. That's pretty weird.
You can't shave those dogs. It ruins their coat. Tempting as it is. So Mr. Verboom, we're out in this beautiful lake and we're fishing. And what are you doing on your phone?
Texting. Work.
Exactly. So how is this for you that you were 57 years old, you're still working? Oh, sorry, you're 27 years old and still working.
Yeah, 'cause I'm only 27.
And you're able to conduct your business from our boat in the middle of a lake.
Technology.
It's pretty amazing.
Emails. Cell service is almost everywhere. Where we're staying doesn't have cell service, but we have Starlink, so then we have Wi-Fi calling. So it's not bad.
Not bad at all. You know, we were talking about this the other night, that it's pretty amazing that we didn't have to wait for you to retire to start living this life.
Yeah, that's probably the best thing. I
Yeah.
think that's where the identifier we figured out was, if we would have waited till we're like in a proper position, a full position, where we'd be 65, 67, 68, and then all of a sudden you don't know what your health is. Like 10 years from now, I don't know what my health's going to be like. So we'll have 10 years in before we would have probably started if we were like a typical situation.
Yeah.
So, no, that part's the best.
Mom getting sick really changed our ideas on life, didn't it?
It did, yeah. And you retired at 50, so most people don't retire at 50.
Yeah, I'm enjoying retirement. I'm especially enjoying my full retirement and fishing these days. That's quite lovely. I think I've fished more in the past week than I have in,
Been out for hours.
yeah, in the last year.
What happened to that nice trout that you brought in for sure?
Oh, I totally messed it up and let off the slack on my line and barbless hook, and she was free.
Yeah, it happens fast.
Yes. Other things that is a little bit challenging in this life, not a little bit challenging, a lot challenging, is the laundry situation. Going to the laundromat is very awesome that you can go in and in 2.5 hours you have all your laundry done, folded, and you're on the road again. But we've been here at Juniper Beach for 2 weeks and I haven't done laundry because I haven't wanted to leave the fishing, and my laundry is stacked up. We are grabbing out old clothes, ratty clothes,
maybe even some dirty clothes, hand washed a few things to get us through. But yeah, we wrestle with the idea of a all-in-one washing machine dryer combo in our rig constantly, but then we don't want to give up the space because then that takes up storage, and it's just an ongoing discussion of laundry. So that's definitely one of the downsides of this life. And I would imagine it's going to continue to be a downside. One of the challenges of putting in a washing machine is we do a lot of dry camping, and it takes a ton of water and a ton of power, and that's kind of a down too. So yeah, laundry isn't so fantastic. Look at that beautiful, beautiful river. I gotta get my video editing done today so I can get down and go fishing.
Okay, so one advantage of working from your RV, I don't know if you can see it very well, but down there through those trees is the very beautiful river that's flowing past us. The hard part was Debbie is going fishing all the time, and I'd watch her walk down that little path and head down to the river and fish. Meanwhile, I am sitting here working away. But that is my office view here at this site, which is pretty amazing. This is one thing that we're so happy we're able to do. This was a dream for a long time, and we decided to make it just happen. So to be able to come here and to do this and work remotely at times or go to where the jobs are has definitely been a dream come true. So I would say if that is your dream, make it happen. We don't know what happens a year from down the road or 5 years down the road. Life changes fast and our health can fail us fast. So this is what we did, and we are loving it.
The critical question is, do you like this lifestyle?
Yes, absolutely.
Would you do it again?
Yes.
Without a doubt.
Yeah, I guess you're putting doubts in my mind now. No, I absolutely. What about you?
I would absolutely do it again. There's definitely some challenges with this lifestyle, but I do love it. And being in incredible locations like this make it completely worth it.
Yeah, hard to take some days, especially when it's 30 degrees out and it's September at 30 degrees Celsius. So that's pretty warm.
Exactly.
That's pretty warm.
Yeah, I do love it.